Today's video is about how to write a romantic scene. I have some tips and an exercise to help you write romantic scenes naturally, making them truly touch the reader's imagination and emotions. Romance is almost everywhere in literature and art. If you notice, works that lack romance or warmth often feel very dry. You might like the concept or plot, but we can't deny that we all anticipate the romantic scene just as much as we look forward to explosions, killings, and plot twists in any work we follow. To write a proper romantic scene, the first rule is, don't force it. Love at first sight works in novels when it's not forced. A man can't decide he wants to spend his whole life with a girl just because he saw her sipping coffee and admired how she drank from the cup. For attraction to happen at first sight, the person being admired needs to be special, or there must be a very strong event. For example, have them come together in a scene where the girl wears a unique, striking dress at a party, making the hero think about her more than the other women around. Or the man might resemble the heroine's dream man whom she's imagined all her life. Or the heroine might be thirsty for love and is easily attracted to him. Sure, there's exaggeration and illogicality in novels, but try to make your illogical elements logical. The admired character must be special, and the admirer must seem natural. Avoid forced attraction where the hero sees the heroine, likes her, and immediately chases after her. Instead, let her simply catch his attention, as in the scenarios I mentioned, and you must create more situations where they meet. This rule can be broken only if the admired character is excessively unique, or if the admirer is desperate for love, or if catastrophic events bring the two together, making them a lifeline for each other. Secondly, like the steps of a staircase, romance builds one moment at a time. The hero might like the heroine and love her, but the heroine won't fall in love with the hero right away. Let them interact and meet several times, and over time, they'll slowly fall in love. One of my mistakes in my novel Layla was rushing the romance between the hero and heroine because the main theme wasn't love, but something else that took me away from realizing that something was unfolding. Anyway, give the characters their time at every stage because the reader needs to get to know the characters and see why they're suited for each other or what makes them fall in love from start to finish. Thirdly, when writing intimate scenes, avoid vulgarity or disrespect. Your audience is defined by the language and continue present. So, when you write scenes like those found in many novels today, you're attracting an audience that's solely interested in those scenes. Just like people who watch a movie solely for the dancer, they'll focus on the dancer, miss the plot, and fail to appreciate the art. That's not what you want. You want someone to admire your writing style, be impressed by the plot, and be excited about the ending. Believe me, people who seek out indecent scenes in novels usually don't read anything else. I've seen it firsthand. You've worked hard, so keep your work for those who truly deserve it. Fourth, focus more on the psychological aspects than the physical ones in romantic scenes. Describing the hero's mental turmoil when he thinks the heroine will capture his heart, even though he's unprepared, or how the hero offers comfort and safety to the heroine, portraying him as someone who brings her peace. Or describing the lover's fears of losing each other in times of danger, or even when they're married, and the hero looks at his sleeping wife, realizing it's now his duty to protect her. Psychological aspects touch the reader's heart far more than talking about physical gestures. The heroine holding the hero's hand is a dry scene unless you describe the tremble in her hand, her heart racing, and the joy the hero feels. Finally, when writing romantic scenes, keep them brief. Avoid making overly affectionate scenes the entire content of the page, the previous pages, and the following pages. Even in a romance novel, imagine if your entire life was spent with the person you love, just continuously loving each other from now until forever. Believe me, no matter how much you love someone, you'd get bored. To avoid boring the reader, mention other aspects of the characters' lives and include exciting events. Let their love face big challenges, no, not just big. let it face disasters. Even a romance novel centered around love and how the characters achieve their goal of that red heart should touch on other topics. After all, we write our views and imaginations into novels, and I don't think anyone's life is entirely ruled by Cupid and his friends. That's all for the tips. Now, let's move on to the practical exercise I mentioned. The scene is from the short story, which I'll publish soon here on the channel and on the Facebook page. The scene's concept is about a girl who resisted love for years, facing pressure and persistence from those around her to get married. Despite being someone who is well-balanced and not easily impressed, she meets a young man in a cafe who she instantly likes. The scene components are the sky after the rain, the cafe, and the characters. Here's how I narrated the scene while I was watching the birds fly again, celebrating the return of the sun's rays. My eyes caught a sunrise happening at midday. I no longer saw the sun or the birds. Many have told me that the higher I climb the ranks of maturity, the faster and harder I'll fall in love. I never believed that I'd become blind to everyone except the one who freed my heart's chains. And now I face the moment that terrified me for years. Here I am, admiring someone's appearance, trying with all my might to look away. I never realized it would be this difficult until that handsome man started talking to the waiter, revealing the hidden pearls behind his lips. In that moment, my mind's defenses launched in an attempt to control this sudden attraction. I felt like my thoughts were tiny soldiers flying around my head, trying to open my eyes. But I couldn't see them, I only saw the people around me. I could even hear their voices clearly, desperately telling me, "My dear, what you're admiring now is only appearance. What good is a beautiful face if the character is bad?" Then the handsome man smiled at a small child, playing with him. I drifted away again. My thoughts returned, hovering near my ear, saying, "So what if he's good with kids? Even if you think morals run through his veins, what about intelligence, work ethic, and ambition? Has a single bright smile from a stranger made you forget all the standards we set together? Look at this contract. You signed it yourself. When did I sign an imaginary contract? I just want to enjoy this moment, a feeling I've forgotten the racing heartbeat, and the way my eyes fixate on someone. I had truly forgotten what it feels like to be attracted. But my mind refuses to surrender, continuing to find faults in this handsome young man who fate has thrown into my path to remind me that my heart has a voice, loud like a symphony of drums and trumpets. I hope you enjoyed today's video and found it helpful for your writing. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments. And if you know a budding writer, share the video and help them connect with other creative minds. We're all here to share our experiences with one another. Finally, as always, I wish you successful writing and a bright future. See you in the next video.